During the Burgundian Wars 1476, Charles the Bold, Duke of Burgundy, surrounded Nancy, the capital city of the Duchy of Lorraine. He was eager to take the capital as quick as possible, no matter the cost, before reinforcements arrived. Unfortunately for Charles, on the 5th of January 1477, Rene II, Duke of Lorraine, arrived with a relief force of 20,000 men. 10,000 of those men coming from the Duchy of Lorraine and the lower Union of the Rhine, and the other half of the army was consisting of Swiss mercenaries. Knowing that he was greatly outnumbered, Charles retreated to a strong defensive position south of Nancy, on a heavily wooded slope behind a stream at the narrowest part of the valley, down which he knew the Swiss would have to advance. Charles the Bold prepared for his final stand. His army consisted of about 2,000 to 8,000 Burgundians. Regardless of the heavy snow that was falling that day, the Allied scouts were able to report the fortifications of the Burgundian army, and they realized that a frontal assault would be suicide. So instead of attacking the front defenses, the Swiss decided to flank around and overwhelm the Burgundian position. The once great Burgundian army quickly dissolved into a rabble of retreating men. It is quoted that Charles during the battle said, "I struggle against a spider who is everywhere at once," signifying the large amount of Swiss infantry. He also attempted to rally his men during the final stage of the battle, but it was all in vain. Soon he met his demise, taking a fatal blow to the head from a Swiss halberd. This was a decisive victory for the Duchy of Lorraine, and they continued to run down the retreating forces for 3 days. About 15 to 18 miles of road were covered by dead Burgundian soldiers, and 3 days later, Charles the Bold's body was found mutilated on the battlefield. Welcome to the Battle of Nancy. Alright guys, here we are on the battlefield. The bombardment has begun. So while the bombarding is going on, I just want to explain a few things. So historically, I'm pretty sure there was no actual siege battle. It was all just a pitched battle outside the walls of the city. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it played out. So this is more like an online battle greatly inspired by history. So to make this a little bit more exciting for your viewing entertainment, we are going to have a small siege going on as the pitch battle is happening in the background. So what's going to happen here is we have basically a 1 versus 1, and the 4 armies over here are going to fight it out, and whoever is victorious would later send what they have left over to help the siege. Now, also, the numbers here are not exactly equivalent to, you know, like same kind of numbers to the historical battle. Now, we want a pretty fair match. We want it exciting. Obviously, if there's only 8,000 men for Burgundy or the Burgundians, it would not be the most exciting battle. So there's actually, I think there's less troops from Burgundy. There's about 7,400, and then for the Duchy of Lorraine, there's about 7,700. So they're outnumbered, but only by a couple hundred. It's not like outnumbered by thousands like the real battle. So let's real quick look at these army comps, and then we'll get started here with the bloody fight. So we'll go really fast. Now attacking alone here, attacking the city, we have our first Burgundian army. So very nice force of pikes, infantry, just a classic western force there. Now we'll move on to his 2 other allies, which are kind of stationed on this bridge that leads into the city, kind of, you know, holding up a defensive position where the Swiss have to attack them. I'll kind of combine them together. They've got a great force of spears and infantry. You can see these guys look fantastic, heavily armored, ready to go. He's got some crossbows, some cav in the back just back in reserve is what I'm trying to say. And he's got some dismounted gendarmes. They are also very effective, high damage, very, very nasty unit. He's also got some cav on the flank, so he's going to hold the flanks here with his heavy shock cav. Now for the defending and relief forces, we have the Swiss mercenaries with some copper shields. Look at these guys. They look pretty... Whoa! Look at the flag bearer there. He looks awesome. Nice little doge on the shield. Looks great. And then, yeah, he's got crossbows, cav. Looks really cool. Crossbows. Let's see, he's got his Swiss pikes. Some General's Bodyguard. Ooh, dismounted General's Bodyguard. That's pretty sweet. Very gothic looking. And then the other army is a Duchy of Lorraine force. Man, look at those shields. They look great. They look fantastic. So he's got a lot of spears, swords, and cav. And then for the defending force, you'll see his army way over here. And again, it's very similar to his allies. Lots of great cav and swordsmen and all that good jazz. So I'm pretty sure the pitch battle is going to begin first. So we'll begin with that, and then once that's over, the siege battle begins. So we're going to be able to capture both of them. But I know for sure the bombardment is underway. So the soldiers of the Duchy of Lorraine are just kind of keeping their heads down and just trying to stay alive. So the pitch battle is about to begin, and you can see the defensive position here that the Burgundians are holding. He's got a lot of swords and shield wall. He even has some Pavi's spears in their testudo mode. Now we do have a cav charge going on between the two forces, which is epic. I love the cav fights. I love just like the fact that there's a battle going on outside the siege. Here comes more heavy knights about to charge into each other. So Burgundian knights going against the knights of Lorraine. The Duchy of Lorraine. We got another cav unit closing in, maybe trying to get a frontal charge. No, instead he's going to flank around and go after some infantry that's supporting some halberds. Burgundian halberds about to get trampled. They try to turn right at the last moment, but they just don't get there quite in time. They're able to reform a little bit here. They should be able to start knocking these knights off their horses as they continue to fight in prolonged melee. But so far, epic cav battle. We do have more spears marching over that way. They are a bit slower, so it's going to take them a little longer to get over there. Look how slow they are. It's just that heavy armor and those big shields. I really love the fact that the developers really slowed them down to make it so they can't just march around super fast, which really wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, if we just kind of fly over the battlefield, get a bird's eye view, just look how epic this fight is so far. So many troops about to engage. We got more cav over on the right side, I guess the left side in the point of view of the Burgundians. But they do have they got two heavy shot cav and some spears nearby to protect them in case, they lose and they try to flank around, or maybe they've got to march these guys forward to support the cav engagement. Now, the crossbows, they are opening fire, so they're just firing right over the heads of their infantry at the advancing Swiss infantry. We'll head back here where, yes, we do have our first breaking unit. It is the Knights of the Duchy of Lorraine fleeing from this fight. No surprise there. Lots of supporting infantry. I was actually kind of surprised that the Swiss, I'll just call them the Allied Army, did not send up some infantry reserves to support them in this fight. Now it seems like the Burgundian army is going to have extra cav where the Duchy of Lorraine will not. So that's going to be very important for late game. So let's get some close-ups, guys. Some nice little knight on knight. Little knight on knight action. That's what we live for, guys. We are the Knights of Apollo, and we are greatly amused when we see knights slaughtering each other. Wealthy men fighting to the bitter end. Alright, so let's head back here. We're finally getting our infantry collision course. The Swiss are charging in the front lines. Beautiful charge. Let's go ahead and slow down the camera. Get some nice cinematic shots here. Look at that. The crossbows are fleeing, or they're not fleeing, but they're falling back. You can see them in the background there. And the Swiss with their cone heads are fighting to the bitter end, trying to break through the very solid line of Burgundians. So let's go back and speed up the camera here. And we'll go to the side where I think there's a bit of a cav engagement. Yes, indeed, more knights are going at it over on the other flank. But this time, the Swiss are sending up some heavy halberds to support this cav advance they've learned from the other side. And there they go. They're going to charge in for the knights. Support your comrades. There they go. That's going to definitely help out this cav engagement. The Burgundian spears might have to advance here and help out their cav. I don't know how long this is. So cool looking too. The gendarmes can hold against a mix of enemy knights and halberds, but they are certainly trying in this fight. Let's go back over to the melee where this is just so awesome, guys. Look at this. This is so great. I absolutely love this mod. It's basically Medieval 3. Now, it is unfortunate that it's on the crappy Attila engine, but all things considered, like, like, if you don't have Attila, it's worth getting that game for this mod alone. It's so worth. Like, I don't think I've ever played Attila. Like, the last time I played vanilla Attila was like 2 years ago. Like, I almost forget that Attila is its own game. It almost feels like Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD is its own game, you know? Like, I don't know, it's pretty great. So hats off to the developers. Also, another thing I forgot to mention, we are using a future patch. It's like a test patch for the Duchy of Lorraine. They're not quite in the game yet, so stay tuned, guys. I'm pretty sure they will release the Duchy of Lorraine very soon. All right, so we got more halberds pushing forward up onto the battle lines, trying to support their swordsmen, the copper shields of the Swiss mercenary force, the Swiss Confederation. Back over here, the victorious knights from Burgundy are charging into the crossbows and archers who are trying, or Genoese, mercenary Genoese crossbows, trying to support the infantry. We now have Duke. Oh, look at, we actually have the right Duke. Rene II. What is it, Savior? Savior of Nancy. That is such a legendary name. Duke Rene II. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but Savior of Nancy, that's awesome. So yeah, the Duke is in the fight trying to support his crossbows, but he's got to be careful. Now we do have some back reserve of infantry going in and trying to protect his general, making sure Burgundy doesn't push too far into their ranks. So let's actually zoom out and do some slow motion because these pitch battles can be very fast. Over on the other side, like I said, the siege doesn't begin until this battle's pretty much over. But you can see Burgundy. Let's actually go tactical view. Burgundy's pushing hard on this flank. He's got a mix of cav, one of those being his generals, which is the Duke of Burgundy, Charles the Bold, being very bold right now and trying to flank around, maybe going for the Duke Rene. So we might actually have a general battle coming up here soon. The melee is still going on and the cav battle is still going on, but over on this side, Burgundy's losing the cav engagement. So let's go back and enjoy the epic cinematics of this game. Oh, let's go back to normal speed. There we go. So yeah, really brutal assault here from the Swiss army. Just like brutal stand, really is what I meant to say, from Burgundy. Able to just chop up the Swiss knights. Just a total massacre. The Swiss are really struggling here, and it seems like Burgundy is actually going to be the victorious one. It's too early to call. There's still a lot of infantry reserves for the Swiss alliance, so they could easily send up more troops, but we'll see. We actually have some flanking swordsmen coming around. It's a depleted unit, but nonetheless, flanking is very important in this game, and they're going to be able to do it. Even if you had 5 guys flanking around, you could be very effective, and you can sell burgers. Alright, some more pikes pushing forward, so I think they realize they've got to get more men into the front lines. We're finally getting some Burgundian troops beginning to waver here. So pretty cool stuff. And more pole arms just trying to rip through these shields of the, Burgundian shields. And then back here, wow, what happened? Charles the Bold down to half his strength. I guess the crossbows were able to get one good volley before they were charged against the Duke here. But back over here, Rene II, Savior of Nancy, still going strong. He's got 44 out of 50. He's plenty healthy. Doing a very good job. Duke of Burgundy still trying to get rid of these crossbows. Let's head back over here. We've got a little pocket of infantry fighting. It's a very messy situation. The gendarmes taking on the dismounted knights and swordsmen of the Swiss and the Duchy of Lorraine. Alright, so let's head back here. Okay, so the tables have turned, guys. Burgundy is starting to crumble here. We might need to see that cav reinforcement force. Instead of going after the general, he might have to come back and save his army. This is not looking good. There's so many troops from the Swiss side that they were just able to overwhelm them over a long period of time. Let's go back over here. Let's see where the most, let's see. Well, actually, I don't know. We got another general coming up this way. He's going to charge behind the back lines and get the crossbows charging through a graveyard and really basically making a new graveyard of Pavi's crossbows. Look at them gallop into the front lines. So this is really concerning if you're rooting for Burgundy. If you want them to change history today, this is not a good start. The Swiss are just causing a lot of issues. We got archers and handgunners in the back, which there were handgunners in this battle, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, he's got a free company longbows. Now, is he trying to focus down the general? I don't know, but this Swiss general, he's going in for the kill. Look at this, going for the back lines here of the Burgundian lines. This is fantastic. And over on the other side, of course, we got the anvil of halberds, Swiss halberds, keeping them in place, pinning them down as the general continues to run down these troops. And the general, let's see, what is he at? He's almost dead. Oh, man. He ran into some, oh, God, he died. Yep, but his sacrifice will not go in vain. So we got dismounted gendarmes. Oh, yeah, killing the last horse there and getting rid of that general. So more and more infantry coming to the front lines. That's really going to affect the Swiss morale, but they are breaking through over on the right side of the defense. Back over here, more and more of Burgundians are pushing to try to take out the general of the Duchy of Lorraine, or the Duke of Lorraine. So if they can take out the savior of Nancy. The funny thing is that this is the Battle of Nancy, and they already called him the savior, so it's like, hey, you haven't won the battle yet, man. I also like the fact that the generals are fighting really close to each other, but they're kind of fighting their own battles over here. So the Duke of Burgundy fighting these crossbows still, amazingly enough. But yeah, the general needs to get out of here. The Duke of Lorraine, he is, I don't know, actually, let's see. No, he needs to run. No, he's good, he's good. Yeah, he's got plenty of troops here. He can hold his ground. So very nice, and he's still very healthy. He's got 33 out of 50. Pretty soon, honestly, the Duke of Burgundy is more in danger than the Duke of Lorraine. So let's head back over to the main infantry engagement. Let's see how this is progressing. Still very close. It's just so back and forth. Seems like one side is gonna win, then the other side, and it seems really even. Well, just a great fight, a really great fight. Uh oh, wait, what happened? Enemy have rallied. Oh, okay. I thought a general was slain there. No, the general's still in the fight. So we got these soldiers forming shield wall. Form shield wall! Let's zoom out, get a bigger picture of the situation here. It's really laggy, guys. There's a lot of troops in one area. But yes, it looks like Burgundy should be able to win this one. Actually, you know what? It's still super close. More and more troops are breaking, though. It looks like one army of the words are hard. Burgundian force. Burgundian. Oh, nice little duel going on here. But yeah, one army was defeated, but they still have a whole nother army, it appears. So yeah, it looks like the Duchy of Burgundy is going to win on this side. Over on this side, it looks like the Duke of Lorraine is going to win. But where's the general? I think the general's right here, right? The Duke of, he's fine. Duke of Burgundy, he's doing pretty well. And now the infantry is just kind of running down these crossbows, making sure they can't turn around and fire. But it's going to make them really exhausted, really tired. And the thing is that they've got to continue to chase down these crossbows. If they send over reinforcements to help this fight over here, the crossbows are just going to stop running, turn around, and fire at their backs. So they have no other choice. They have to run these guys down. Do they have any cav though? Not really. It looks like most of the cav has been destroyed. We got the final Swiss infantry just kind of making their last stand here. This is the Duchy of Lorraine. They're actually breaking the Pavi's spears, breaking. And now we've got the savior of Nancy going in. Duke Rene II. And again, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that name. I'm sure I am, but you know, whatever. I'm American, all right? It's fine. I can be ignorant. Alright, so yeah, they're still pursuing the crossbows. They have no other choice. I think, well, there is one general way down here. I think he's just running down troops. I don't think he wants to lose the Duke of Burgundy, so he's going to just chill out a little bit, stay far away from the fight. You know, honestly, looking from a bird's eye view of this situation, this fight is far from over. Anyone can win this one. Now, it's definitely in favor of Burgundy, but the Duchy of Lorraine, the allied army could easily just regroup and break a lot of troops. They just have to keep their general alive. If they lose their general, it could be disaster. So he's charging in now. See, where is he? Is that him right there? That kind of looks like him. That gold and black. That looks pretty cool. I'm pretty sure that's him. Look at him. Oh, he's about to get swarmed though. He needs to get out of there. But once you pull out of a melee situation, you can lose a lot of troops. Oh no, the Duke. The Duke is starting to get surrounded here. Oh no, they're dropping fast. Oh, he's breaking the savior of Nancy. I told you he shouldn't have called himself that so soon. So there you have it, guys. Dead on the battlefield. Or not dead, he's fleeing. I'm pretty sure. Or is this him? I don't know. They all look the same. I assume he died. He's breaking regardless. It's over for him. And the crossbows are still alive. We got infantry charging in, giving the Duchy of Burgundy, you know, making them fight for it, basically. So here comes reinforcements. Just a bit too late, though. And their Duke has been... Well, I don't know if he died or he just retreated, but the Duke was defeated. And it's too late. The infantry were just too late. More halberds coming up, though. I do have some bolts flying across the air. Some crossbow bolts. We come back over here. We got the crossbows supporting their infantry. Alright, and there we go. Yeah, some crossbows going around the flank attacking these pole arms. Just trying to break them. You know, crossbows are not great in melee, but you can use them effectively like this, you know, just flanking around if you have to. So even though the Duchy of Burgundy is victorious out here, they still have a long way to go. They've got to take the city, which is defended by a whole nother army, and they've got to try to keep as many men alive, as many men as possible alive to support that siege engagement. So, like I said, if you're one of these Swiss players or the Duchy of Lorraine, even though you're going to lose this fight, you're trying to kill as many as you can. Never give up. Crossbows still doing a little battle here. I think they're just, you know, skirmishing each other, fighting to the bitter end. And this is the Allied last stand in the pitched battle. Actually putting up a fantastic fight. You can see the city in the background. The troops preparing to take the city. I love this just bloody fight. Medieval struggle. So there we go. They are chain routing the Allied forces. And now the crossbows. I mean, really, it's up to the crossbows to deal with the enemy crossbows. But this is it. A small handful of troops. Not that much. Not that much indeed. Back over here, again, they're not going to start their siege until they get a victorious player. So we're still kind of just waiting. A lot of troops are wavering over here. That's a little concerning. But we've got this lone dismounted noble unit, which is a polearm infantry, just kind of holding back the masses. They will break eventually, but nonetheless, it's a great fight. Get them. So many colors. I love that. All the medieval banners and stuff. Very colorful battlefields, colorful armies. And they are breaking a lot of these Burgundian forces. Look at them. They're not going out without a fight. This guy stands. One man stands against many. See how close are they to breaking? Well, actually, they're exhausted. They're shaking. They're going to break any second now. But I know it's, I mean, just them holding right here and buying time for these crossbows, it's just, it works out so nicely for them. So nicely. Look at them. They're still going. Look at this. They like back to back, shoulder to shoulder. We will hold. We will hold this day. We will save Nancy. This is our capital. Oh, now the handgunners. What are they firing at? How did they have a shot to these forces? They've got to be getting friendly fire. It's the only way I can imagine that. You know, like, what are they firing at? Firing at their own troops. They need to deal with these crossbows. I mean, the crossbows are almost out of ammo. They've been killing so many people. But yeah, this is pretty much just both armies killing each other. That's what it's down to. These crossbows are getting chewed up. They're just outnumbered. There, he's gonna charge in, but he's wavering. He's wavering. All right, so back over on this front, we finally have the siege assault. We've got a catapult crew going toward the gates. Not sure what he was trying to attempt there. Maybe just distracting some of the forces. But the siege towers are about to make their way. There's a couple breach points from the bombarding of the defenses. And soon we're gonna get a whole nother epic battle, guys. It's like 2 battles in 1. Awesome. But we'll head back here to this fight where honestly, guys, I think the allied forces might just win because of the crossbows. As long as they have ammo, they're gonna be able to take this out. The handgunners might cause some issues, but yeah, it's basically a 1 versus 1 at this point. There's a couple forces over here, but they're not gonna do much really. I think this is this is the Duke of Burgundy kind of coming over here quickly. So let's go. Let's see. Is he gonna take the walls? There he goes. Finally taking the walls. Now the defensive positions, they're not too eager to hold the walls. They're actually gonna give it up, which is not a terrible idea. Look at, you can see the carnage of the artillery hitting earlier. But yeah, they're gonna give it up and just kind of let them come in, which is fine. You know, it's okay. Because it's so, like, there's so many breach points over at that wall, you can't really hold it that long anyways. And they just want to try to use superior positioning to soften up these troops. Now, we do have some crossbows pushing forward, and he's going to use these crossbows to soften up the defenders. Now, that's one issue of being very defensive like this, is where, like, if you're holding back here, you could easily get focused down by enemy crossbows and artillery. So you've got to watch out for that. But, I mean, there's not much you can do about that. Now, back over here, look at this. We might just get an allied victory, which is crazy. Their general might have, you know, he died, but that's okay. The troops fight on. The crossbows are just devastating. So the 2 armies basically destroyed each other in this fight. And even if the crossbows win, they don't have that much ammo, so. But yeah. Look at this long line. Look at this. Dead troops. Dead troops. Just a long line of dead, decaying troops from both the Allied army and the Duchy of Burgundy. So let's head back to the fight. Head back over to here. Let's see if we got any more infantry engagements. Let's see if the attackers are going to be aggressive here. Not quite yet. They've got their siege towers in place, but they just don't want to unload them quite yet. Now, I think it's because they're afraid of the artillery. Let me just speed up this camera. It's a little too slow. They might, yeah, there's a mortar right here, which is getting hit by fire arrows, which is going to make it difficult. You see, they lit this one on fire, I assume. Or maybe they destroyed it with a mortar themselves. I don't know. But I love these mortars. They look so medieval. And we got some cav kind of scouting out the area. Some heavy shock cav running along the outer walls. I don't know what they were going for. Maybe there was an opportunity to go after some archers. Not really too sure, but he's not going to take it. And he's just going to kind of scout ahead and go back to his inner defenses. And we continue to wait for these forces to charge each other. Back over here, the crossbows were victorious, guys. Oh my god, ridiculous. So the crossbows can now join their fellow comrades in defending Nancy against the attackers. So it's looking pretty rough. I mean, it's pretty balanced if you look at the balance of power. The defenders are outnumbered only by about 10. Now it's even. It's pretty much even. Now they have more. They've got more men now. So the defenders are looking really good. Their pitch battle, even though it wasn't a clear victory, they won, right? They defeated the defenders. And now these forces are going to be able to charge. Let's see. Come on. Push in. Push. Take them. Begin the battle. Fight. I guess we'll just fast forward a little bit, guys, till they get into... Oh, wait. Hold on. We do have some cav. He went up their breach point. Some heavy shot cav. He went after some swordsmen here. So, I think it was a pretty deadly charge, but the swordsmen are able to regroup, reform. Oh, these are Marines. Very nice. Some tier 3 medium melee infantry merchant Marines. Uh-oh. Alright, so... Okay, we'll go back to fast forwarding, guys. So we're still waiting. I think they're pushing up. Oh, they're firing their catapults into the defenses. They're pushing up archers. I think they're going to go in for another cav charge. Nope, they're thinking about it, but they decided not to. They're not going to go for the charge. They've got to move fast. I think, honestly, their only hope of winning this one, the attackers, is basically being very quick in taking the town center and capturing it and holding it before reinforcements arrive. What is this? Look at this sneaky little tactic here. Look at this. We got some dismounted gendarmes, late period, ready to flank around, but he's got troops waiting. He knows. He knows all about it, so you're not going to surprise him. Oh, here comes another cav charge. Going after the Marines. Boom. And that's going to crush their spirits and their bodies. And they should break here very soon. Oh, nice supporting fire, though, from the crossbows or archers, doing a good job there. So that was pretty awesome. More artillery fire closing in, trying to just... You know, the attackers are so desperate at this point. They've got to do tactics like this where they just try to, try to chip away at the defenders as much as possible because they're so greatly outnumbered. Or they're not greatly outnumbered, but you don't want a battle where it's pretty much even and you've got to also break through defenses. So yeah, it's a pretty tough situation for them. So we'll continue to fast forward here. As the battle timer goes on, I start to lose hope in the Burgundians. I really do. I don't know if they're going to be able to crack this defense, but we'll find out soon enough. Still waiting on the artillery bombardment. Archers still firing. We got another artillery piece firing from this angle as well. Doing everything they can to soften up these troops. And we'll see what happens. Alright, so the Cav still did not defeat the Merchant Marines, but they're not going for it this time. They're gonna try to charge across the road here. Maybe try to get these crossbows. But the crossbows are going to retreat, and the spears are going to protect against this cav charge. Testudo right at the last second, which should give them a little bit of a bonus there against that cav charge. And we got more, bolts coming down. Oh, but the cav, oh my god, the cav just got massacred there. That was so violent and disgusting. Finally, the attackers are setting in infantry because they have no other choice. They've got to get into this fight. They've got to go. And, oh, here we go. Let's see. There's the charge. Very nice. Good charge there. It's going to take them some time, but they should be able to break through these pavis. As long as the crossbows don't kill too many of them, they should be able to hold for a little bit. They are doing some damage to the city. There's 8- in morale and melee attack and melee defense. That's going to really help out the attackers there. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. The cav now retreating. So this is the general. Oh, this is Charles the Bold. Okay. So Charles actually has a special unit. Okay, cool. It's like, I thought it was kind of lame that Charles didn't have like a special like Charles the Bold unit. But yeah, here he is. I guess the other guy was just like a imposter. No, I don't know. It's just some guy that is like another general, I suppose. defending the leading the pitch battle, which was pretty much inconclusive. So the balance of power is still really close. We got some Pavis forming a shield wall. I guess they're going to be protecting the flank of the advancing armies. They're going to be charging forward. More artillery fire coming down, trying to soften up the defenders once again. And the crossbows are starting to run out of ammo. Maybe that's another plan of theirs, just trying to get them to use up their ammo. They are getting some friendly fire, though, firing into this blob of melee. The crossbows loading up, about to fire. The retreating troops are kind of giving them protection, though, against these crossbows. And they're going to charge right through them and then go for the crossbows. So a pretty big win there for the attackers. That was fantastic. I love that. Using the retreating forces as meat shields against these crossbows. Now they're in melee and they're going to be able to silence the crossbows. They should definitely send up more infantry. They need more support over on that side. Let's go. Push. Come on. You got something, right? Nothing to support these. Oh, here we go. Some dismounted men-at-arms headed over that way. He still has his halberds just kind of waiting for the, the perfect moment. We have some swordsmen charging this side as well. It's a healthy unit of dismounted knights, heavy melee. So they're going to probably capture some points and try to continue to weaken the morale of the defenders. So we are at the last 15 minutes of this battle. And they are breaking the crossbows. More and more swordsmen charging forward. They're being very delicate with this siege assault, using every single option they have to soften the defenders up. And thankfully, because of a great gendarmes charge there, late period troops are able to cut up a lot of these troops. And they're going to continue to push. Even though they're wavering, they're going to continue to push. Honestly, this unit is pretty much useless at this point, so if they could absorb some of that arrow fire, that'd be really good. There they go. There's the charge. Charge! So they're going to keep them in place. That's actually gave some hope to the heavy polearm infantry. They're no longer wavering. And the crossbows are now retreating to the safety of the Pavis spears. Yeah, send them screaming to the afterlife. Do they have any more artillery? I'm pretty sure they had a like gunpowder, like cannon artillery, but I just don't see it. I think we're gonna get another charge of infantry, or no, he's just kind of making sure, like, hey, you don't cross this line, and these guys are like, all right, well, you don't cross this line. You sit back, we'll sit back, and we'll wait for this whole thing to end. We'll wait for this whole thing to come to a close. But yeah, he's going to set up a nice defensive location here. Basically, he's protecting the possible flanks for his archers. That way his archers can sit back and just fire at the defenders. Some more of the troops just marching up. He's got more of his archers just kind of firing at the defenders. Still, it's too close to call. I can't tell who's going to win this one. The Burgundians now have about 300 more men than the defenders. So far this battle is definitely turning into their favor. We do have a little bit of a cav charge, some men-at-arms, mounted men-at-arms, going after some dismounted knights. Oh, this guy's invisible. Look at this guy. Whoa. He's magical. There's another invisible guy. Yeah, so this is an early patch, or like an alpha patch, guys. So you're gonna see stuff like this. I think everyone's invisible. Oh, until they die. Okay. Alright, that makes sense. So the sword's trying to take out the knights over there. Let's head back over here where actually a lot of the Burgundians are pushing through. And they might actually try to overwhelm them on this side. Instead of going for the center, they're going to go to the right side. And they got a cav charge. We've got finally the polearms are coming off that siege tower to support the assault. Here they go. Now the Cav is going to flank around. I guess he's looking for opportunities to run down troops. Going to try to take advantage of every opportunity. Let's see. Let's get a soldier's point of view. Is he going to go for a charge? Oh! Arrows, keep your shields high, boys. They got archers up top there. Let's see if he charges in. Here we go. Nope. Oh, he might go down the... Nope, he's not going to do anything. Instead, he's just going to sit there and get hit with arrows. And his unit's going to suffer a lot there. Very unfortunate. We do have a charge of infantry. Some pole arms trying to break through the merchant marines. Back here, more crossbows, more Pavi's spears. Still just taking his time. Oh my god, look at this beautiful hellstorm. He's going for the Pavi's spearmen, I guess. No, these are swordsmen. So, yeah. Pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. Like, this is going to be such a close battle. And again, it's going to come... Oh, wait, look at this. They left this open. They left this defense open. Now the Flemish pikemen are going to come over with their great pikes and support this engagement. We also have more swordsmen coming around this way, dismounted men at arms. So the attackers are doing everything they can here to fight on multiple choke points, trying to overwhelm the defenders. But the balance of power is so close that it's hard to like... It's going to be hard for the attackers, basically, is what I'm trying to say. It's going to be very difficult for them. Cav went in for a charge over here, able to run down a lot of these troops. Oh, they're fleeing. The Cav is fleeing. They're starting to run out of options. They still have a lot of hope, though. They have a lot of crossbows. They have a lot of infantry. They've got to watch out for the handgunners. This is a pretty good move from the Duchy of Lorraine. Lorrainer. Is that really the people of Lorraine, or pronounced Lorrainer? Okay. So, but the gunners kind of just waiting for these. They were chasing down the infantry because they would be able to penetrate this armor and kill a lot of these guys. And I think that's why they decided to fall back from that situation there. And this fight, bloody fight, continues on. Pavi's spears just holding their ground. We got the general pushing forward. Let's see, is he gonna go for a push here? I think he might. Where are these guys coming from? Like, was this just like a surprise attack? I completely missed this. I'm sorry. But yeah, he's got 3 like infantry up on the top platform near the town center. He might even send up, well, he's not going to send up his general now, but he was thinking about sending up his general. We've got another swordsman unit coming up this way. So we got more reinforcements on this fight. Zoom out here. Uh-oh. Troops are starting to waver. Oh, the Flemish pikemen are breaking. He should get his... Yeah, he should move in his general. Why not? At this point, you've got to risk it. Like, no risk, no reward. You got to go in, get a good charge. Let's look at the point of view of this general. Let's go in for charge here, boys. Take out the back flanks of the defenders. The guys are, like, turning around like, oh, crap. Ah, man, the guy we were following did not get a good charge, but the rest of the unit did. And if they can quickly break through this unit... they should be able to, yeah, they're going to wreak havoc on this up top defense. This is an excellent assault here, guys. I mean, it's not going well over here, but if he's able to claim this top area, set up some nice crossbow, I don't know. It's going to be, it's still a long shot. It's a really long, it's going to be tough. But he's defeated the defenses out here. They've got to keep pushing. They've got to set up their crossbows. Maybe a miracle will happen, and they will be able to capture this and hold it, and the timer will run out. That's the only way I can see them winning. Oh, guys, don't start cheering yet. You're getting hit by bolts. Keep your heads down, man. The fight's far from over. Now the gunners are firing, opening fire. Ooh, that just destroys morale right there. And now they're gonna flee. That's a smart decision there. Keep them away from the fight. They're too important. Now we got some fresh legs over here to hold the front line. There we go. More troops coming in. Trying to overwhelm their lines. They've got to get to those crossbows. They got to try to silence them. So many Pavi's crossbows forming up. What an ending we have here of this battle. Just excellent, excellent ending. I love when like the officers start yelling at their soldiers. And now he's charging in some, oh, look at those shields. Nice, he's charging in more infantry to take on these Pavi spears, keeping them away from that front line. Look at the arrow, the bolts coming down, look at this. The artillery still has ammo. Still has ammo, going for the troops. He had like one shot there. So that was pretty sneaky of him. It got some kills, but it's not gonna like be a game changer. The mortar is still alive. That's something they've got to watch out too. The Duchy of Lorraine mortar. All right, they're about to break through here, and they're about to cap this. Yeah, they're capping it as we speak. Where are they going to though? Where are they? That's a lot of skirmishers. But the gunners, the Burgundy soldiers cannot sit back and let them fire at them. So they can't just capture this. They've got to run. Oh, this is going to be huge, guys. These gunners, this is like a Napoleonic charge. Oh, man. And now the infantry's coming around from the flank to stop their charge. And that's causing a lot of the men to waver. Look at this balance of power. It's so close. So close. Pretty much 1,300 to 1,100. The defenders outnumbered, but only just at a very critical time in this battle. Uh-oh, what happened? Our ally is broken, that's fine. Not a big deal. It's all up to this yellow faction anyways. The yellow colored faction. Ooh, nice, nice supporting fire for the infantry. Getting some good kills here. This is gonna come down to the wire, guys. Who will be victorious? Who will die? We will find out in 4 minutes and 20 seconds. No scope. All right, here comes another volley. He's now using fire arrows. I think he's trying to break his opponent. I would just stick to heavy shot at this point, but I'm no expert. But that's what I would do in this situation. But nice. The crossbows are almost out of ammo. These Polar are still chasing down the gunners. The gunners are trying to get out of there. He might want to sacrifice some of his crossbows to keep these gunners alive, because I feel like they're the most important unit at this point in the battle. They're still trying to clean up a lot of soldiers over here at this like ramp area. Crossbows still firing on this side. I know I'm moving the camera around a lot, but there's so much going on at this fight. We got the general now flanking around. Look at this. Burgundy actually able to clean up the defenses around here. That's really, really impressive. And now the dismounted gendarmes are going to go for the Pavi spearmen. And if they can break through them, like this is the last stand right here. Basically, this is a dam that's holding back the floods. And if this dam crumbles, there will be flooding everywhere. And they will be able to run down these crossbows. So this is so important that they hold right here. They will hold for a long time because they are Pavi's spearmen. But it's going to be very important that they do not break. Ever. Ever. Or at least hold on long enough. Oh my god, what an ending. Balance of power is even more in favor of the Duchy of Burgundy. I'm impressed. I think the attacker did an excellent job here. He microed very effectively. I think he kind of tricked the defender as well into thinking of where he was going to attack. And by doing that, he was able to attack weaker spots and break through. And now we've got some Pavi. There we go. They broke some troops out here. Got more troops from Burgundy coming around this way. It just seems like he has an endless amount of troops. It's crazy. He's set up some crossbows kind of firing down this way, killing some of the infantry. Oh yeah, he's getting some good hits down here. The dismounted Lorrainer knights. Uh-oh. Here's some returning fire though. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts. They've got to deal with these dismounted gendarmes. They might want to turn just one of these guys around and fire at them. Yeah, fire at them. Come on. Turn and fire. Let's see, they might be doing it. Oh, they still have the mortar too. The mortar can turn this one around. There we go. Fire. We're our nation's only hope. For Nancy, what are they doing? No. I guess they're gonna try to get behind them. I don't know. See how the Pavis is holding. Oh, they're holding. But for how long? They're holding for as long as they can. I love those kill animations too. Oh no. We got English longbowmen, some mercenary English charging in and breaking the crossbows. This is not good. It's just too much for them. Way too much. And the Duchy of Burgundy is going to change history today and win this fight. I'm going to call it right here. Then we've got the House Guard of Anjou. What? The House Guard of Anjou fighting. And now we've got Charles the Bold surviving the battle, cutting down their general. They've got the infantry surrounded on this side. They're left with just crossbows over here. He was able to defeat these Pavis polearms or whatever, but unfortunately he broke right after that. And now his forces are breaking, and his army is gone. And today, history changes, and the Duchy of Burgundy claims the capital city of the Duchy of Lorraine. Fantastic fight, guys. I love when history changes. And, you know, I was kind of feeling bad for Charles the Bold. I mean, that's a crappy way to go. So I'm glad he can win it today. And, yeah, so let's end the replay. Look at these results. So, first off, I want to give a big thank you to all these guys here. They are always giving me great replays that are so entertaining, and they work so hard on them. Oftentimes, people lag out or it glitches and stuff like that. They did a good job, and the hard work I greatly appreciate. I hope to join you guys in future historical battles because they look so much fun. Also, guys, if you want to play with other players, my Discord down below, join my Discord and meet some new people. But yeah, Gearhawk, here's his kills. I believe this was his point of view. He did a really good job of sieging. Look at that, his infantry doing great, his archers doing great. Here's the kills for the other armies. And then we got Stytacular, Harry Hobbit, Azarin Fox. So, great kills, great battle. And that's going to wrap it up for today's fight. It was a long one, but thank you guys for being here for every moment, and it was hopefully worth it. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, a comment, share, and of course subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me.